Hey everybody, it's Chris Hayes, chrishayesphoto.com, and I just wanted to show you some quick tips on working with files in Lightroom and some things that are kind of confusing sometimes. And I got a secret little strategy for you. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to start with this file. This is a Neff. Please don't be distracted by the gorgeous model in the photo or the messy kitchen behind him. So let's just say that you have a raw file and you want to do some adjustments to it. So let's just say this is a backlight test, so we don't care that that backlight's a little bright. We're going to brighten that up, bump the exposure a little bit. Let's just, I don't know, tiny bit of clarity. And I think that's a pretty good place to start. Let's get some more shadows. No, that's all right. All right. So, okay, black's just a tiny bit. All right, right there. That's fine. Let's say that's fine. Let's do a quick crop. Let's pull it down there, and we will get the ASPCA out of there. Everything looks good. All right. So now we're ready to take this into Photoshop to do some more cool stuff with it. So I'm going to hit Control E on my keyboard, or Command E if you're on a Mac. And since this is a raw file, it didn't ask us anything. It's going to take it right straight into Photoshop. And just for your information, I'm on Lightroom 5 and Photoshop CC 2014, the latest edition. So everything looks good there. We love it. So let's just copy the layer, and let's say that we want to put some, I don't know, some text on there, and the text is going to say, this guy. Alright? And we love that. Hit T for transform. Actually, let's get another tool, then we hit T for transform. Let's blow it up, and it says this guy. Rotate it a little bit so it's on his shirt. Okay, so that's fine. So that's this guy, and it's great. We got multiple layers over here. We're going to hit save. Now I am editing as a TIFF. You'll notice that's just the way that I do things. I edit as a TIFF. So let's just go back out there to Lightroom. Okay, so we're back in Lightroom, and now we've got our edited TIFF. Everything looks right. Everything looks good, right? Okay, so now let's make some changes to the actual TIFF and in Lightroom. So let's just say, yeah, I'm going to pull that exposure back a tiny bit. I'm going to jack the clarity because clarity is awesome. Makes everybody look old. And so we're going to pull the shadows up. I don't know, whites. Nah, pull the whites down a little bit. And let's take the temp. Let's give it a nice blue color. Okay, so that looks cool. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. Hit Control E or Command E. Now I've got the choice to edit the original file or edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. Well, you know what? I don't want to do that, because if I do that, then it's going to flatten this image, and I'm going to have one layer to work on over there. Well, what if I wanted to make some other changes to our text or to something else? I don't want to really do that at this time. So I'm going to edit original. So let's jump out there. Okay, so we're out in Photoshop now, and the changes, obviously, that we just made have not been made to this file. Okay, so let's say, let's get our brush tool, get down here on a layer that, let's just make a new layer. Got a new layer, we've got our brush tool, shrink that down a little bit, and let's just make something interesting like a question mark over here, right? That's a good looking question mark, I tell you. Okay, so this guy, question? Alright, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's go back out to Lightroom and see where we are. So it's saved. Over to Lightroom. Oh, there's our question mark, but wait a minute. What happened to all of our cool, awesome changes? Where's my clarity? Where's my clarity? It's gone. Totally gone. My temp, everything's gone. So frustrating. All right, so now watch this. This is the cool part. So if you hit Control apostrophe or Command apostrophe, it creates a virtual copy. I'm sure there's a way to do it without hitting the quick keys, but at this point I've forgotten. So I've got a virtual copy. It's not making an actual copy. It's just making a virtual copy, which Lightroom can understand your changes that you're making. All right, so I'm going to take my exposure back down, bump my clarity back up to the sky, bump my shadows up a little bit, bump my temperature down because temperature's nice. Okay, vibrance down a tiny bit, and just for the heck of it, let's add a little bit of vignette because vignette is always awesome. Okay, that's good. Okay, a lot of vignette. All right, now we're going to try this again. I'm going to hit this. I don't want to flatten my layers. I'm going to edit my original because I want to edit something on one of these other layers. Let's just say that I want to edit this text. I'm going to put this guy. Yeah, because I'm serious about that. This guy. Yeah. All right, let's just go in here and draw an exclamation point in there too. This guy. Huh? This guy. All right. So now notice all those cool, awesome changes that we just made. They didn't happen to the TIFF file. Okay, I said edit original, and I still have all of my layers here, so I definitely am on the original file. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's go back out to Lightroom. Well, look, I've still got all my cool, awesome adjustments. Now, I'm missing some things here because Lightroom has not updated that. So if I go back to the original TIFF file, hey, look, my awesome adjustments of all the changes that I made to the file have been made. And if I go back to the virtual copy, there it is. I've got my changes, and if you look over here, see I've still got my, I can still adjust this. I can adjust my vignette. I can go back up to basic, and I've got all of these adjustments that I can still play with. How cool is that, right? Hope this helps. The quick version of that is if you're going to edit a file other than a raw file and you want to make changes, but you still want to edit the original file, make a virtual copy of it first and edit the virtual copy. I could make 20 virtual copies and do different things to all of them and then edit the original file. It would change the original file underneath it, but all of my other changes would still be there in Lightroom. Does that make sense? I hope so, and that's the end of my tip. Thanks.